Good.
Come on in. Like my wake-up call.
This is Korey Friesen, and believe it or not, so is this. Korey is 24, naturally thin, and works for one of the top modeling agencies in Montreal. She was scouted at the age of 18 and has since modeled full-time in places like Tokyo, New York, Paris, and Milan. She claims that being a model is neither as glamorous nor as smutty as most people believe. So to get a taste of what it's really like, I follow her while she prepares for a casting.
Not every girl you see on the runway has an eating disorder. Not every girl is like doing drugs. Those are the ones that make the news, and those are the ones you hear about. You don't hear about the ones that are actually like going to school part-time at the same time and just doing this for extra income.
Korey drinks moderately when she goes out, and like much of her generation, she's tried a few drugs but never became a regular user. You can't delve deeply into drugs or alcohol.
Yeah, exactly, because then it's just going to end up being washed up, and you're not going to be able to work, and who wants to go to a job with like big under eye circles, and you know, you have to take care of yourself. Okay, so what do I want to wear?
Over the years, Korey has come to terms with the way her body looks, so changing in front of me doesn't seem to bother her. However, she hasn't always been as comfortable.
My arms are actually really thin right now, but they've been thicker. And I've had agents like actually tell me, so for a lot of times, I was so sensitive to my arms. And I mean, sometimes also like getting my waist measured. I have really small hips and I'm really skinny, just naturally. So if my hips came out further, then I'd look like I have a smaller waist. But so then they'd be like, oh, well, you need to lose from your stomach.
Korey is 5'9" tall and weighs 115 pounds. Her waist measures 24 inches, and I struggle to imagine where she could possibly lose more weight.
How am I feeling?
Yeah.
I'm feeling well, thank you.
Did you get nervous before casting?
No. Because for me, it's like same old, same old.
In fact, much of Korey's time is spent preparing for and going to castings, sometimes even 2 or 3 in one day. Korey has been to thousands. This particular casting is for an antiperspirant commercial. I asked the casting director how many girls he'll be looking at.
The casting in Montreal, Toronto, and Vancouver.
Okay.
So I'm looking at the most pretty girls I can find in the city.
In this business, you get much more criticized about how you look and the way you look than a lot of other industries. So, well, you know, sometimes you dissociate yourself from your body just because when you're selling your image, people are always like pointing out what's wrong or what needs to be changed. Well, I can't let that actually affect who I am, right?
And action.
Yeah, no, seriously. No.
Watching Korey, I can't help but feel glad that it's her up there and not me. I think about all the time and energy that goes into being sexy and desirable, and I start to wonder if it's worth all the trouble.
If you can get a commercial job, they pay a lot of money. Like the commercial job, that's kind of like the best kind of job you can get. It's pretty hard to say no getting paid that much money, especially when you're doing other jobs that don't pay near as much money. So if it's not me, it'll be another girl that does the job.
Just get as close as possible so we can all include you like your best friends. And wave. And great, thank you. Thanks, ladies. Thank you.
I really don't know how it went because sometimes you go to casting and they'll say, oh wow, you're so great, and yeah, for sure you got, and then you don't get it. And then sometimes you go to a casting and they don't spend any time looking at you hardly at all, and then you get the job. That's the worst part of the job for me. It's just the BS that goes along with it. It's just like, oh yeah, you're gonna get it, and then you lose it. You just do what you can, and hopefully you are what they're looking for.
Korey isn't what they're looking for, but that's just part of the game. And anyways, there are many more castings to come.